Okay, we are on 9.7 or 10.7, depending on which way you're looking at. Last section before of the unit. So we're talking about equations of circles. So here's the equation that you need to remember and always know, okay? It says that x minus h plus y minus k equals r squared. Well, h is my x value at the center of the circle, k is the y value at the center of the circle, and r is my radius. So you're going to have an h and k point. As you can see, it's opposite h and opposite k. So whenever you're finding the center, you have to do the opposite of whatever they put here. So with that being said, this first one says x squared plus y squared. Well, that's the same thing. There's nothing with it. It's the same thing as saying x minus 0 squared and y minus 0 squared. So your x and y values are 0. Now, your radius is 25. That's not your radius. That's what it's equal to. That's the radius squared. So radius squared equals 25. If they want just radius, we square root that. So just the radius would be 5. Same thing here. There's nothing with x, so that would be 0. Opposite this negative 4 to give me 4. Square root 9 to get me a radius of 3. Go ahead and do 3 and 4 on your own. So pause me, unpause me when you are done. What you should have gotten is opposite negative 5 for 5. Nothing with y for 0. Square root of 16 is radius of 4. Opposite of positive 1 to give me negative 1. Opposite of negative 1 to give me positive 1. Square root 4 to get a radius of 2. All right, so now what we're going to do is they are going to give us a graph, and we're going to tell them what the radius is, and we're going to tell them what the center is. So on this first one, if I count, the radius is always equidistant to the center of the circle from any point on the circle. So here it takes 2 to get out, 2, 2, 2, so my radius is 2. The center point is up here at 0, up 2. So my center is at 0, 2. So to write that in the equation, we do x minus the opposite of 0. So we don't have one, right? So it would just be x minus 0 squared plus then y opposite of 2, so y minus 2 squared. That's going to equal my radius squared, so 2 squared, which my radius squared is 4. Same idea here. Be careful because these go by 2's. So this is a 2, 4, 6 radius. The center is at 0, 0. So I don't have to put in that x plus 0 or x minus 0 squared. I can just leave it without the 0. So just x squared plus y squared equals 6 squared, which is 36. Go ahead and try 7 and 8 on your own. So pause me, unpause me when you're done. And here are the answers. So 7 has a radius of 2, because each of these boxes are 2. Its center is over 2 and up 2, so that'd be x opposite of 2, so negative 2, plus y opposite of 2, negative 2, both of those squared, equals my radius squared, which is 4. And then this one, my center is right here. So my radius goes out 2, 4. Each box goes by 2. So my center is at negative 2, 0. And then I have a radius of 4. So x opposite of negative 2 would be positive 2 squared. And then y opposite of 0, which we don't really have one, so we don't even have to put that there, squared, equals 4 squared, which is 16. So now they're giving us information. We don't even have to pull it off of the graph, and we just have to write the equation. So this is x opposite of negative 2 squared plus y opposite of 0, we don't even have to put that in, squared, radius squared, which is 9. Go ahead and do 10, 11, and 12. So 10 would just be x minus 5 squared plus y plus 6, because opposite of negative 6 squared. And then 1 squared is just 1. Next one would be just x, don't need the 0, so squared, plus y minus 9 squared equals 49, because we're going to square 7. Last one is x plus 3, opposite of negative 3 squared, plus y minus 7 squared equals 6 squared, which is 36. All right, so this one, if you want to draw a quick sketch, we have a point at 0, 0. That's the center, it says. And then on the circle, I have a point at over 7, 0. So that means that it's going to go around in a circle like this. Okay, that means that it has a radius equal to 7. So to write this, I'm going to do x squared plus y squared, because it's 0 and 0, so I have nothing to add or subtract, equals my radius squared, which is 49, 7 squared. Center of the circle is at 2, 4, so that would give me x minus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals, if I do a quick sketch, over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 2, 5, 6, 7. So that means that my circle goes like this. This is my radius, and that was an additional 3, going from 4 to 7. So that would be 3 squared, which is 9. Determine the diameter. So diameter is just taking your radius and doubling it. So we're just going to need the radius here. So the radius equals 3. Therefore, the diameter is double that at 6. Radius here is square root of 1, which is just 1. So diameter would be 2. Radius here is 4. So diameter here would be 8. Radius here is 2 square roots of 2. And diameter would be double that, so 4 square roots of 2. Or if you got a decimal on that, we do square root of 8, which is about 2.82. If I double that, I'm going to get 5.66-ish if we're doing decimals on that. Okay, last one, graph this. So we have a center at -1 or +1, 0, so +1, 0. And then a radius of the square root of 4, so 2. So we have a point there, point here, and point here. All the way around in a circle. My center here is at 0, -2, and I have a radius of 3. So opposite, opposite, square root. So 0, -2, radius 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then if I connect that into my circle, that's what I have. Last one, my point, my center is at 3, -1, and my radius is equal to 2. 1, 2, 3, down 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. And there's my circle. Okay, hopefully that made some sense. What you need to do right now is there is a Schoology assignment, and then I'd like for you to work on this 10.7 in your supplemental packet. And then after that, it should be the unit test. Make sure you have all your homework done first, though. Thanks, guys.